let's get the non-transfer story out of the way, which is the one that recently came out by Sky Sports Germany, actually for Sport Bill from Germany, which said that Naby Keita is not going to start talks with Liverpool about a new contract until January. Of course, as soon as January hits, there's only going to be a few months left before the season ends. I don't know if it's the right decision or not. Could be a very risky one. Matty, does this mean, or do you think this means that Naby Keita is more than likely on his way out?
Yeah, I think so. But I can't really say I'm annoyed at it either, to be honest with you, because we're a little bit disappointed with Naby Keita. I had all high expectations for him. Then obviously Stevie giving the number 8 in person, and it was just all this big hype. And then obviously he hasn't lived up to it in his injury record and stuff. It's a shame to see him if he goes for free. But the fact that he's saying I'm not speaking to you till January, so he can sort of reassess his options. I'm happy for him to leave. No player's bigger than this football club, and if he wants to see what options are better than him out there, well, we've got better players than him in the club. So it's one of them, really.
I feel like you said this so many times, Matty, in the past, and you've been proven right. With Wijnaldum, his left. With Coutinho, his left. I know there's another player that also left the team, and I cannot remember, but you're right. As soon as Sadio Mane himself, he ended up leaving. So you're right. As soon as the requests start getting too crazy, too highly, whether that's minutes, whether that's money, it's going to end up being a Liverpool first type of a scenario. But Damon, getting a little bit more into the contract situation with Naby Keita, I'm going to ask you, if you were to decide for Naby Keita to stay, what would be the conditions? What's the length of the contract? What do you think should be the pay, the weekly wage? Because you also got to consider this is a boost contract. He's going to renew, so he's likely going to want more money. So under what conditions would you keep Naby Keita?
Definitely discount off medical bills. That's number one. That'd be straight on there. So yeah, you can't give him much, can you? You've got to drop his wages because he's not available much. You can't play someone over $100,000 a week. That's just going to play 2-3 games every 5 months. It's not good enough. So regarding his future, I think we said it the other week, didn't we? You said it could be like a conspiracy room. We said, didn't we? And saying that, is he really injured? But it's putting in questions now that the story's coming out that he's now looking at other options and things like that. It just all adds up, doesn't it? 2 + 2 = 4. Some people get 7, but it is 4.
This is really a good point. We don't know what really is going on behind Keita's mind. He's asking for more game time. He's asking for more money. He's asking for more. What is it that he wants, really? Because when fit, Keita is one of the first names on the team sheet. So it's not really about a game time situation. It's more about like a reliability situation. More news about Jude Bellingham came up. I know. Every stream is the same. Jude Bellingham. So reports are now saying that there's 3 clubs in England that are behind Jude Bellingham, and there's one club in Spain that it wants him. So Real Madrid have supposedly taken the first steps into signing Jude Bellingham. They are pretty confident that they can get him for 100 million euros, which is similar to the reported fee that Liverpool was supposedly confident about getting him as well, according to multiple reports. So it seems like he will be available for 100 million pounds or euros. We still have to play around with numbers. The report does say, though, and where the important or the interesting part comes in, which, by the way, comes from Revelo, which is like a new outlet that has come up with all these very reliable journalists from Spain. They're saying that Liverpool have been trying to sign in a high-profile midfielder, and if they don't get Jude Bellingham, they're likely going to go for another big profile. So the question is, and Matty, I feel like I know your answer right now, but we'll see what you say. Matty, Jude Bellingham, go all out or go for a different option right there? And I feel like I asked this question to everybody. Well, would you go for a couple or one different option than Jude Bellingham, or would you stick to your guns to go with Bellingham?
Jude Bellingham's guaranteeing you 10 years of unbelievable football talent, service, if you bring him in for 100 mil. So then you're probably working out 10 mil a year. If he comes in, Bellingham, you're giving him like a 5-year contract, so you can probably split the payments with Dortmund, 25 mil a year. So although it's coming in and it's like 100 million, I feel as though the way Liverpool work transfers, we could probably bring him in and somebody else my only worry with Bellingham is our owners at FSG. And I just feel like if he came in, is that it? And the end of this season, we're probably going to lose Keita. The Ox is going. I know he doesn't play anyway, but Milner's going, thankfully. Henderson's only got a year left on his deal and he's not getting any better. So then Thiago's will only have a year left on his deal and he's a year older. Then our midfield's very, very weak. So if FSG say our budget's £150 million for the summer and Bellingham costs 100 million of it, can we fix the rest of the midfield with 50 million? If we can't, then yeah, I'd probably side more with going and getting some other options. But Jude Bellingham for me is the one player who I feel as though will come to Liverpool. He's called Jude. His family are keen admirers of Liverpool. I'm sure his dad's already been to the AXA, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel as though he will come. I don't think he'll go to La Liga. I think he wants to come and play in the league because any kid who's born in this country dreams of playing in the Premier League. Jude Bellingham's dreamt of playing in the Premier League his whole life. So if he's got the choice to go and play in the Liga Santander or the Premier League, he's going to pick the Premier League. It's just if City going for him as well because he really, really, really likes Erling Haaland, and I feel like that's a big pull for him. But we'll see if he goes to City, he's more for money. I think with Jude Bellingham, he strikes me as a player who he likes the history of clubs and stuff like that's why he went to Dortmund. Good history, good fan base, and if we're going up against that, Liverpool has the best history and the best fan base in the league, in my opinion. But like Daddy Pig saying, I am very worried because if City go in, they're probably going to win.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the recent reports that have came out about Erling Haaland's wages. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but supposedly once everything comes into play, Erling Haaland is earning £900,000 a week. It's almost £1 million a week. I mean, that's crazy. Damon, same thing as Matty. Do you think it'll be worth bringing Jude Bellingham in for that crazy amount of price? And would you mind him going to Man City?
Jude Bellingham, Jude Bellingham. I think the club's gone too far in this situation where they can't afford not to go for him now. Telling us that we're waiting for him, we're waiting for him, we're waiting for him, and waiting for him. This was always going to happen. We're going to wait for him. And if we don't get him now, we say we can't afford him. We knew the price last year. We knew the price the year before. FSG don't know what to spend. And it's as simple as that. They don't want to spend. And that's it's already coming out now. The report's coming out now that they're not willing to pay the money. You know, it's sort of setting us up for, so it's not surprising when it comes around in the summer, like, oh, we didn't go for him. Well, I thought we were going for him. The report's coming out now. The club have gone too far in this scenario, in this saga. They have no sort of, they've got no legs to stand on if they don't get it. Not even don't go for him, but even if they don't get him, they've got to get him. I think they've got to get him because the way they've waited for another midfielder and allow it, I won't say write the season off, but in a way they have by saying we're happy to go in the season with that midfield, those midfield options, just to wait for Bellingham and to not go for him because we can't afford him. That's ridiculous. Everyone knows what price Bellingham's going to be. Like Matty said, we can spread it out the years. It's going to be probably a 5-6 year contract. That is nothing a year. That really for 130 million. What 6 years? That's 20 million a year. 20-something million a year. So there's no excuses now for the club. If the club don't go get Bellingham, and if the club don't go for Bellingham, then there's going to be some. There's going to be some. I'm going to be leading happy fans to play that now.
Oh my God, D! It's always been so rigorous with Jude Bellingham and signings, and I like that because I do support the same notion. I would like, though, and unlike a lot of people, I would like more players instead of one player for a bigger amount. Now, that's mainly because I never thought that club would make mistakes with signings, not financially wise, just with talent wise. But we've seen the likes of Taki, who didn't really live up to the expectation. We've seen the likes of, I don't know if you want to count in, what's it called? Shoot, I lost it. Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. What else? So
Shaqiri didn't do much. I know he had his games, but Shaqiri didn't do much. Even Origi wasn't really that good.
Shaqiri got us to a Champions League final. Come on, Dave.
So did Origi, but they were never that good, were they?
I want to agree with Damon. The same thing, like ability wise, what they not what they done with moments, but like ability wise, package wise, they weren't like good players because when clubs signed them, I don't think like they ever knew that they were going to have this small impact as a sub. I don't think so, at least. Do you disagree, Matty? Do you think they were good signings?
I can't say bad about Lord Divock. I can't. I just haven't got it in me. Shaqiri, maybe. I mean, he did play unbelievable in that Barca game, and he stepped up when we needed him to, and I appreciate him for it. But Divock was the most frustrating player in the world. But when he played on the last man, he was all right. He really was all right. It was just we seemed to play him a lot on the left, or he'd come on with like 10 minutes to go or 5 minutes to go, and he's not really going to do much then. But Divock will always have a little special place in my heart. But like Dirk Kuyt, he was just that player who was always there when you needed him. And I do miss Divock. I miss him.
Interesting. Matty doesn't want to join the Divock Origi hate train. No, it's not a hate train, by the way. It's just more of a realistic overall train. I don't, because I know that he's struggling in Italy right now. So I don't think he has too many goals, or not even maybe no goals at all. But
he's named flop of the season, like he did when he went on loan in France. He's been named flop of the season already. And so
I think AC Milan scouts must have just watched a YouTube compilation, because there's no way they watched the full 90 minutes of Divock Origi and thought this is the guy for us. They watched a YouTube compilation and thought Champions League final winner, Barcelona winner, 90th minute winner against Everton. Oh, is this guy? Why is this guy not Ballon d'Or worthy? What, you know what I'm saying? They thought they got a Ballon d'Or winner, didn't they, at that point?
They got Giroud, and he probably watched him off YouTube as well, because if you watch Giroud's best goals, he looks
Giroud's the same, yeah. And Ibrahimovic, they thought, it's 41. You know why it's 41? Look at Kiploff.
You guys, but I mean, it's true. I feel like the correct move for Divock Origi would have probably been to a team where he was going to be like a regular starter. So Milan had bought him as an impact sub, just like how he was at Liverpool. Maybe not the right choice for his career. I feel like a move to Burnley or Southampton would have benefited him a little bit better instead. Not saying that those teams were interested, because we don't even know if they were interested at all.